two, three, four. This is the testimony. God has given us eternal life. This is the testimony. God has given us eternal life, and this life is in His Son. He who has the Son has life, and this life is in His Son. He who does not have the Son of God does not have life. This is the testimony. God has given us eternal life. This is the testimony. God has given us eternal life, and this life is in His Son. He who has the Son has life, and this life is in His Son. He who does not have the Son of God does not have life. This is the testimony.
Right. This is like take 37 or something, but this one's gonna be a good one. Alright. Hey, my name is Cale Gardner, and I am going to be a junior at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln this coming fall, and I'm studying social studies education, which is a mouthful, I know, but that just simply means that I'm probably going to be teaching in high school, middle school one of these days. Yep. My job today is to teach you and tell you all about what campus ministries are. So for many of you, you've graduated high school now and you're going on to college, which is the big leagues. And I know it's a huge transition from living with your parents to now living on your own and trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And now you have to figure out how to make breakfast in the morning and how to make your bed and how to get dressed for the day. Just overall go about your day without getting hurt. Yes, I know, it's really hard stuff. And I was there a couple years ago. But some scary and astonishing numbers to me are that 8 out of 10 high school students, when they go to college, they'll walk away from their faith completely because they don't find a community that wants to see them grow in their walk with the Lord. So that's what campus ministries are for. Campus ministries are a place where college students can come together as a body of believers, spur each other on in their walks with the Lord, and worship together as one. The campus ministry that I go to is CSF, which stands for Christian Student Fellowship, and we are on 7 different campuses across Nebraska and in South Dakota. And yeah, it's just a place where college students come together as one body of believers, like I said. But some really, really good news is that if you guys find yourself getting plugged into a campus ministry, you are 94% to 96% likely to stick within the faith for the rest of your lives, which is really, really good news because you should want to grow in your walk with the Lord, and the Lord should guide you every step and every part of your life. And I know that college is a huge transition and such a scary time, but it is some of the best time that you'll ever get in your whole entire life. So yeah, make sure you get plugged into wherever you're going.
Hi guys, my name is Tristan, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience with CSF. I went to Wayne State College in Nebraska, and I came to campus really looking for something like CSF. I knew I wanted to be a part of an organization like that. I wanted to find a Bible study, things like that, just to surround myself with a community of believers. But I really hadn't done a whole lot with taking my faith outside of myself. And so I still didn't really understand the concept of God using me, or the fact that He would want to. I still really thought that that was for people that work at a church. And underneath a lot of that, I think I just felt super unqualified. Like, who in the world am I to go and try to tell people about Jesus? And so Wayne State is not a Bible school, but I always tell people that it was during my time there that God used CSF to equip me and train me for a lifetime of ministry. While I was at Wayne, it was just like over and over again, these opportunities were put in front of me. And every time I was like, I don't think I'm the girl for that job. I think somebody else should do that. Somebody else could do it better. It was just so clear, like, nope, you're supposed to step into this. And so I'm talking about things like leading small groups. I got to do that for a couple years with some of my very best friends that I also met at CSF. And it's just unreal, the kinds of bonds that you can form with people when you're diving into the Word and trying to figure out what it means and then how we apply it to our lives, and then literally living with those people. Sometimes in the same room, or sometimes they lived down the hall from me or across campus, but we saw each other every day. And we were just trying to figure out how to actually live out the things that we said that we believed. And it was this just awesome sense of community that was so life-giving and helped my relationship with Jesus so much. I also got to be a part of things like camp team. The camp team program, basically we traveled to different camps throughout the Midwest and got to hang out with high school kids and tell them about Jesus. It was like the best summer job ever. And there's lots of other things too, but basically over and over again I just got to see God work in people's lives. And it was just this really amazing thing that I was invited into. And in all of that, this realization that like it had nothing to do with me being qualified, because God was the one that was qualified the whole time to do all of those things, but He was inviting me into witness all of the awesome stuff that He was doing in the people around me. And so the last thing I will say that I experienced at CSF was just this whole concept of discipleship. That was at the heart of everything that we did. Just like disciples who are making disciples, followers of Jesus that are trying to help other people follow Jesus. And that is what I discovered is the kind of ministry that I can do for a lifetime. When I was a sophomore, I got paired up with this really amazing lady. Her name is Lisa, and she was my mentor. And I just watched her life. Like, I got to see her be a mom and a wife and an employee and a friend and all of the things that she does on a daily basis. And I realized that she didn't work at a church, but I was coming to know Jesus better and having a deeper relationship with Him because of my relationship with her and my proximity to her and watching the way that she lived out her faith. And I just started to think I can do this too. And so CSF really exposed me to this whole idea that somebody comes to know Jesus and then they tell somebody. Somebody came to know Jesus and then they told me, and then I can tell somebody, and that person is going to tell somebody, and it just never ever ends. And it was just this beautiful picture of my whole 4 years there, realizing that God loves to use imperfect, ordinary people like me to take His love and His grace and His truth to more and more and more people. And it just never ends. It's this crazy, awesome cycle of God bringing more people to know Him. And so that's kind of my CSF story. And so if you're a senior and you are going somewhere in the fall, or maybe you're staying in your hometown, wherever you're going to be, I just really would encourage you to find some kind of a community of believers that you can be a part of. We'd love for you to come to CSF, but you just need to find some people that are super serious about following the Lord and super passionate about making disciples. You will never ever regret it.
Hi guys, it's Katie Schultes. I hope you are all enjoying virtual camp. I know we would all like to be together, but it's so awesome that we have a method to communicate, even when we're not in the same place. And I think we're really blessed to have that. I know you guys just heard from Kale and from Tristan about CSF and campus ministry in general, and you're probably wondering, how do I get involved? How do I learn more? Yeah, for sure tell you more about that. If you want to go and log on to this app called Facebook, if you've heard of it, and then type in Christian Student Fellowship CSF, you can give her a like if you want. I don't care. They're not paying me to say that. But what we really want you to do, if you are going to be a senior or if you just graduated, would you send us a message on Facebook and just give us your contact info? So give us your phone number, your email address, and then the year that you graduated or are going to graduate. And then if you know where you're going to college, would you give us that information as well? If you can't remember everything I just said, you can probably just rewind the video. If you don't want to, you can just send a message that says, hey, I heard about you from Camp Teens and I would like more information, and we will for sure give you any information that you would want there. So yeah, please slide into our DMs. That's what we want. That's what they're there for. So I hope you have a great day, great week, great year. And thanks for letting me talk to you.
Hey friends, I know you guys are feeling kind of bummed, probably frustrated, maybe have a little anxiety about not being able to be here this year. I'm going to tell you right now that I miss you, but this place is different. I've been here for a couple days now, and it's just not the same without you. Don't get me wrong, I love this place. I love that I'm here. This is a special place that will always, always, always be near and dear to my heart. But you made this more special than I ever realized. As I walked around the campgrounds yesterday, and I felt just this deep sadness of how empty this is. I did not realize how full, not just how you fill this space, but how your energy, how your smiles, how just who you are, how you fill this place. And so yes, this campground is going to be empty this summer, but that does not mean that God is not going to do some amazing things here this summer. Does not mean that God is not going to use virtual camp to make his name known. So I challenge you right now. I know that you are sick of being online. I want you, as much as you can, to take a minute and just squash any preconceived ideas, any preconceived notions that you think you have about what virtual camp is going to be like. And I want you to set those aside. And I want you to open up your hearts, open up your minds to what God can do through virtual camp. Guys, God is bigger than this. God knew that this was going to happen. This is no surprise to him. So please, I implore you, your seniors and juniors and graduates, I can use the word implore. I implore you to set aside those preconceived ideas and give this week a chance. Because if you do, I think you will find that God is so much bigger than these campgrounds. God is so much greater than this place. So again, I hope that you will come in with an open mind and an open heart to this. And I think you will find that although you may be missing the physical being together, hanging out, hugging, smiling, getting threes knocked in your face, this camp experience, I think you will find that the spiritual meat and the spiritual content of this week is going to be so good. And coming off of a quarantine, you guys need to be fed. And so we love you. We have spent just as much time praying for you and preparing for you for this week. So know that we have worked hard for you for these next several days. I've been coming to camp since I was 10 years old. I love camp. This is where I accepted Christ. This is where I really learned what it was like and what it meant to be a follower of Jesus. When I was in late junior high, probably 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, I really struggled with my walk. And I remember there was about a 3-year time period where every Thursday or Friday night at camp there would be that altar call. And I found myself for about 3 years in a row going up front, wanting to rededicate my life, wanting to start fresh. And I remember after about the 3rd year, my friend Claire, she called me out. And she was like, "Erin, what are you doing? Why do you go up every year?" And that really struck me. And it took a while, a couple years, to really realize what was going on. What were those thought processes behind why I would go up year after year after year. And what I came to understand is it was easy for me to be a Christian here. It was easy for me to follow Jesus and say that I love Jesus on these campgrounds. And then it was easy for me to go home and just let that high wear off and get back into my old life. Someone wanted to go shoot hoops? Absolutely. I'm going to choose shooting hoops over reading my Bible every single day. Someone wanted to go to a movie? You bet. Cut into prayer time? What prayer time, right? It was so easy to just choose to forget and choose to ignore those commitments and those words that I had said here. As I've gotten older and I've reflected on my time as a camper and as faculty, which I've pretty much been faculty as many years as I've been a camper, which is pretty insane. I realized that the times, the relationships, the conversations, the classes, everything that I have learned here on these grounds has made a difference in my life. Yes, because this place is special, but truly because God is what makes this place special. Pine Haven Camp could be on one of 10,000 lakes in Minnesota, and it would still be special because of who God is. God is going to meet you where you're at. Whether you're sitting in front of your laptop, whether you've got your iPad or your iPhone, whatever it is, whether you're in your room by yourself or you're watching with a family member, or maybe you've got a group of friends hanging out together, doing virtual camp together, whatever that looks like for you virtually, I want you to know that God is ready to meet you here because He is bigger than any of this. And I hope that you trust that. And I hope that you know that. I want to leave you with this thought. My all-time favorite dean said something to me. Well, he didn't say it to me specifically, but he said it at a fireside. And I don't know if you've had one of those moments where you're listening to a sermon or you're listening to someone speak and you feel like that word was just for you. And this word has changed my life and changed how I view God and how I relate with Him. The speaker said, God is closer than the air we breathe. And if God is closer than the air we breathe, and I truly believe He is, then I truly believe that as you are home, online, doing camp virtually, He will meet you there. I pray that you will spend some time reflecting. I pray that you will spend some time focusing on who God is, breathing in His presence, feeling who He is to you. Let's pray, guys. God, I'm sitting here in a place that I love because time after time after time, you have met me here. God, this place is special, but God, you are worthy. And you are worthy of the time, and you are worthy of the energy that we put into making camp what it is. So God, I pray for our campers. I pray for these students. God, you love them so much. God, meet them where they're at, because only you can do that, God. We cannot be physically with our campers, God, but you can fill the spaces that they're in as beautifully as you fill this camp. And so, God, I pray that your Spirit would move. God, that you would change hearts, that you would do what only you can do. God, it was never about the faculty. It was never about this campground. It was always, only, and ever about you. Jesus, you are worthy. God, I pray that you would just protect these campers as they go into a world that they don't know how to navigate sometimes. God, they live in a world where it's so much easier to say yes to everything in this world. It's so much easier to live a Christian life on this camp. It's so much easier to say, I'll be a Christian when I'm at camp and I'll do my own thing when I leave. God, I pray that you would bring to mind those things that they have learned, those conversations that they have had. I pray that they would be fresh in their mind. Help them hold on. Help them cling to the truths that they have learned here. God, we love you so much. We thank you for who you are. We thank you that you are closer than the air we breathe. In Jesus' name, amen. So friends, I miss you. I love you. I cannot wait to see you again. I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe it's at Snow Feast if we have Snow Feast again next year. Maybe it's next year at camp. Maybe it's at one of your plays or a basketball game or a tournament or a football game. I don't know when it will be, but I cannot wait for that day. I love you. God bless you. We'll see you soon.
1, 2, 3. He's coming on the clouds. Kingdoms will bow down. And every chain will break. His broken hearts declare his praise. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of this world. His blood breaks the chains. Every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before him. So open up the gates, make way before the King of Kings. The God who comes to save is here to set the captives free. But who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power, fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of this world. His blood breaks the chains. Every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before him. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the